Here's some flower pots we could put in a house in Tennessee.
The beginning of the mill wheel. You see how it fits in, then you know you have another piece underneath it there would fit into.
What is it?
Well, it's like it would
Clog.
crush olives, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be used for grapes. Here. Little handle, the wheel. There it is, right there.
Yeah, it could be.
Oui, une sortie. Ouais.
Where did he say he was going to meet us?
Somewhere in here. Look at this organ.
You guys want to go over there, walking around, see the.
Do you want to go there and then come back here?
I'm just going to be waiting here so you can explore a little bit more, take your pictures and so on, so I can talk a little bit more about the cathedral. Right.
Okay, we'll go down and come back.
Yeah, just explore. Take your time.
เอาสุกปานก่อนละ
Divine intervention. Will you promise that if your prayers are being answered, that you will crawl 2 or 3 times? If it says so, you will do that. So,
This will explain the promises that you made, the promises that you keep, the promise that you have to pay. They are paying their promises. Divine intervention and the belief, people's belief. I remember being a small kid and having my mother, then she promised to make the full circle, Cathedral on her knees. Más fuerte, que sigue muy conectada con mucha tradición. Porque tienes que pensar que en estas tradiciones existen You can see the big windows Gothic were here, small windows, Romans, small windows, so the archers could protect themselves. Now, the statues, this is what we call the Rococo architecture, and they are all made of wood, they don't look like. The flags are from the cities of region of Minya, but the most important part of the structure. So here, what's really interesting about this structure is like, back in the days, during the kingdom, the kings didn't want the royal family didn't want that the common people would come inside the church and assist to the mass next to them. But the Archbishop had a saying about that, because he said, like, okay, I understand that you don't want to be with the common people, with the poor, but the church is a place. We are losing our identity. We are losing our respect, because the church is a place for everyone. Everyone should be welcome inside the church. So they said, okay. They said, okay, well done. You got me with that. So I'm gonna let them come inside, but they're not going to be capable to see the Archbishop assist to the Mass. So what they did, these huge pillars that you see over here, is not to sustain the building. It's just to make it for you impossible when you see the Messiahs to actually see the main altar. And I can challenge one of you to sit on the side and check it out if you are capable to see the church. That's why we have 3 altars, the main one and the 2 side ones. So they won't look to the wall, they're all on altar with no priest or bishop celebrating the Mass. Up here, we have this beautiful architecture over here. We have here in the first floor, if you can see, so in that floor, it's the organ? Choir. And he has 2 organs, yes. But it was also where the bishops did a meeting with the Archbishop to pray, to make the laws, to talk about the religion and so on and so that. So we have here 18th century, representing 18th century. It was 1737 when they built these beautiful 3,000 pipes with 2 organs, one on each side. They play still today every single Sunday in the Mass of the 12 o'clock Mass every Sunday. And it represents also basically a little bit what's the concept or the idea about the religion. So when you die, so here also, this is medieval time or the man's half man, half horses, how do you call that? And when you die, the music is basically guiding you to heaven. On the top, you say the painting. On the top, it's heaven, and you can actually see there. It's God, Jesus, and the parents of Jesus when he was in earth, Joseph and Maria. They weren't married, and you heard they only married when they died in heaven. So it represents a little bit what's that when after die, and if you behave yourself, you get your reward in heaven to be next to God and next to Jesus.
So this is going up to heaven.
The music, the pipes, you see some of the face the demons, and the mythology and the time about that's what I was taught, the mythology about the man. The man again, the man in terms of humans holding sustaining the earth. You see, each corner you have man holding the structures.
I see.
It represents the hurting. We are the main ones. We are holding the earth. You die, pipes playing, angels guiding you to heaven until you join the community of the party of Jesus Christ. That's
All of the maps here done in Portuguese, or were some also done in Latin?
we got something. I think it's Portuguese, but I think that those. But you have a singing in Latin when it's close to Easter.
Okay.
But the Mass is celebrated in Portuguese all the time. I'm quite 100, but it's a singing they do. That it's close to Easter, they do it just a singing. Chanting, thank you. That it's in Latin. But they celebrate always in Portuguese. Always.
So Jim, look at the very top. All those people sitting. Can you see what I'm talking about?
So, ready for lunch?
For theology.
Should we go for lunch?
Theology.
What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.